Hi everybody, Memy here with a memlog for you guys to sit back, relax, and to get cozy to, or whatever it is you're doing, via in your chair, in your bed, on the toilet, driving. If you're driving and watching this video at the same time, shame on you. Shame on you. Don't do that. Bad. Turn the video off. Okay? Good. If you're on a plane, I guess that's fine. If you're on a boat, that's fine. If you're in a submarine, make sure you're not driving. Just don't be operating a vehicle while watching a video, please. You could get hurt or potentially not be alive anymore. Accident. Okay. I'm just saying, just be safe. But other than that, anyways, let's get a little catch up. This week's going a little bit better compared to last week because we're not on holiday anymore for my work. I got a little bit of a break from my kids. They're at grandma's place for a few days, so yay. Work kinda fudged me over. They took 5 hours away from us, so instead of being 50 hours a week, they dropped me down to 45, and then they're like, hey, never mind, we're gonna make everybody 42 hours a week. And that's, making me really sad. Why I hope one day my YouTube career will take off, and, I can just potentially do this, and make content for you guys. Hopefully, maybe one day. Never stop trying to achieve your dreams. Or maybe I should, like, sign up for some online classes and start getting, like, a degree in something. I'm thinking maybe engineering. That'd be fun. I like working with my hands. Maybe I should get into automotive or something. I don't know yet. But, yeah. That's pretty much my work. For, my YouTube stuff, I'm still currently working on part 2 of my Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga solo run. I'm doing a lot better. I'm trying to do a lot more commentary, not live commentary like I'm used to. I'm trying to get over my fear and do post commentary. Script, I'm bad at writing, so I just try to memorize things as I play and go from there. I got vacation coming up in about 2 months, so I just gotta survive about 60 days until my vacation, and then I'm gonna take me and my kids on a road trip. We're gonna visit some of the sites and some of the tourist locations here in my state. We got a couple of caves we can go explore. They're like tourism caves. You don't need any like special skills or training to go and explore these caves. They got pathways and that you can explore and stuff. They're like lit up, and I think they have some areas blocked off, which is awesome. A couple of bridges I want to go check out, and I just want to go just drive around for a day, just woo all the way around my state. Just spend a whole day just driving around visiting locations. Potentially maybe even go camping. My daughter wants to go camping. I'd love to take her go camping. It reminds me of when I used to hang out with my Uncle Daryl. I miss him. He passed away too soon. I mean, he was like 64 when he passed away, but still way too young. I was too young for when he passed away. I think I was like only like 18, 19 when he passed away. I could still use his help. I miss him. But anyways, enough about that. We used to go camping all the time, at least once or twice every summer. I remember this one time when we went camping. It was my first time actually going camping. We were on our way to this campsite he likes, and about maybe like 4 or 5 hours into the drive, his truck breaks down, and we're like, uh-oh. Luckily, we broke down on this one guy's we managed to pull into this guy's driveway, and he called a tow truck for us, but it was like an hour before a tow truck could get there. So here I am, 12-year-old Memy, be like, I'm dying. We're going to die out here. I'm going to die. We're going to die. No one's going to save us. No one's going to save us. And then he's like, no, someone's going to go. They're going to be here soon. Just hold. The camp was relatively smooth. Met a bunch of cool kids. I got introduced to Pokemon. That was fun. We had a hot dog and s'mores. I feel like making s'mores. S'mores are delicious. I got introduced to the middle finger at that camping trip too, so that was fun. I wish I still had my VHS tape because I used to have a camcorder when I was a kid. I was really big into filming stuff. And I remember I recorded the entire camping trip. I'm also trying to get back into some of my old hobbies, like Nerf gun modding. There's a bunch of kids in this apartment complex I live in, and some of them have Nerf guns. And I'm like, man, I want to play with my Nerf guns, but at the same time, mine are modded and they hit harder than what a normal like out of the box Nerf gun would. Like owie, that hurts kinda, but like not that owie. I really do hope you guys enjoy these videos. I'm gonna try to upload more often. I hope you guys enjoy like my little skits I do, my little shorts I do. My last one, I was actually trying to green screen a lot more of my Nova running around and everything, but for some strange reason, the green screen world I was using, it didn't work right or something. So I just used one. It was like the ending where I just run towards the screen because you're the goober. To the viewers, you were the goober watching. I got a lot of things planned. It's just since I'm a little slow with content made, it's a little harder on me. I'm hoping to win the lottery. That would be great. Even if it's only a, I mean, fingers crossed. You can. It's only up to chance. If I do, then that'd be great. I would put money away for my kids for when they turn 18. I would go strictly to part-time for my job. If you ever win the lottery, don't quit your job. That's the number one mistake you would make, because then you get complacent, and then next thing you know, all your money's gone. So if you have a job, just switch to part-time. Switch to part-time. Only work maybe like 10 hours a week, maybe 15 hours a week, to keep yourself active and don't ever get complacent. If you get complacent, that's when mistakes happen. Trust me. Oh my gosh, so getting complacent, let's talk about this. My previous job, my previous job, I worked in my previous job, I worked in fast food. I worked at a Wendy's for about 10 years, give or take a year. It's been a long time. There's this one guy who did the same thing every day, every morning prep, chopping lettuce, chopping tomatoes every day. That was his job. That was what he liked to do, and he did it. And I kept telling him, hey, sometimes maybe you should switch it up because you get complacent, because he would just be like, taking the lettuce, hit the chopper, take the lettuce, hit the chopper, take the lettuce, hit the chopper. And I kept warning him every day to, hey, buddy, you need to be doing something else to get your mind off of doing the same thing, because it's just, take the head of lettuce, chop, lettuce, chop, lettuce, chop. And I'm like, you're going to get hurt one day. You're going to get hurt. He was like, no, I've been doing this for years. I know what I'm doing. And I was like, okay, but when you get hurt, we're going to have to do something. It's going to be your fault, honestly. And then next thing we know, fucking all we hear is just a scream. Apparently he didn't pull his hand away fast enough from when he pulled down the lever to do the chopper thing. And these two fingers, they were missing their tips. So yeah, that was exciting. Luckily I was just a normal employee back then. Wasn't a manager, so I didn't have to worry about any of the paperwork or anything. But we had to call 911. Couldn't open. All that lettuce had to get thrown out, and all he had to do was just like change up his routine, and that's all he had to do. So be careful when you're doing the same thing over and over and over. You don't want to get complacent. I don't know why I went on that tangent, so I do apologize. Oh, I guess this wouldn't be really called a mem vlog. This would just be like story time with Memy. Story time with Memy. Rude customers, all the pressure, the food safety, scrubbing floors. I actually quite enjoyed scrubbing floors. Well, I don't know how everybody else does it, but the Wendy's I worked at, we would have to obviously scrub the floors, make them nice and clean and everything. That was my favorite thing to do when I was a closer. I loved scrubbing the floors. It was just like, oh no, that looked weird. I would make a game out of it. I'd be like, I'm a kaiju and I'm gonna destroy the city. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Closer to the mirror now. Hey, get close. You guys can get closer too. But yeah. Fast food workers have it hard because it's honestly a really hard job. You're like, oh, all you're doing is flipping burgers. All you're doing is making sandwiches. Oh, you're just wrapping a tortilla together. Yeah, but it still requires skill, because if somebody doesn't wrap your burrito right, and then like it rips. Be like, oh man, my burrito's ripped. I'm gonna cry and complain and be like, where's your manager? We had this one lady. She would come in and she was an older gal, and I like older customers, like older folks, because they were some of the easiest people to get along with, and they were usually always be like returning customers anyways. But this lady would come in and she'd be like, hey, I have dentures. Is there any way you can take the toppings and the meat and chop them up and then make a hamburger out of that? So I'd be like, oh, so you kind of just want like a chopped up salad? You want a salad on a burger bun? That's what I would call it, the salad sandwich. She'd be like, yeah, something like that. So take the hamburger patty, dice it up, put it on the bun, put the cheese on top. Take the lettuce, tomatoes, and the onions and the pickles, chop, 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 put them on top. And it's literally just a salad on a bun. But then I was like, what if we just wrap it up in a burrito? Because Wendy's, I don't know if they do them now, but we used to have chicken wraps, literally just burritos or tacos or whatever you want to call them. So I took one of our shells, put all that on top instead of using the hamburger bun. There we go. And made a burrito out of it. Took it to the old lady, and I was like, hey, so instead of doing a hamburger bun, we did the burrito shell. And so she looked at it, she's like, oh, okay. Num, 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 num. She's like, this is delicious. And that's how she got her sandwiches from that day forward. Technically, it was also a little bit cheaper, too, because I wouldn't charge her. I would just charge her for a meat patty and a shell instead of doing a hamburger. Because it would be way cheaper, and I saved her a lot of money. I always found ways to save my customers money. I didn't give a crap about the corporation. I really didn't. If I could find a way to save my customers money, I always did. Because, 10 cents here, 10 cents. I understand for the profit margin, you want to make the money. But at the same time, I think building a better relationship with your customers, in turn, you made more money in the long run because they kept coming back because they knew you. We also had this group of kids come in every Sunday, and they would sit at our big round table and they would play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'd be like, bam! I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At that time too. I forgot what deck I played though. I wasn't good at Yu-Gi-Oh! But I enjoyed it. I would get done with my shift and I would go down, sit down, and play with them for about like an hour, then head home. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and comment, and if you have a story to tell, shade in the comments if you want. That engagement helps. Bye everybody!